Welcome to the Rebel Matriarch Podcast. My name is Samantha Sanford and I am your host, and I want to invite you into this session with an open heart and an open mind, because this is not just a podcast, it is a global movement, a global uprising, and this is a representation of what is truly possible and available to women today. Hello, gorgeous woman, and welcome to this episode of the Rebel Matriarch Podcast. My name is Samantha Sanford and I am your host, and I am exceptionally excited to be bringing to you an extraordinary woman who is, I said I'm going to call you a jack of all trades, and then I was like, I'm going to call you a Jackie of all trades because you're a beautiful divine woman, and and the jack of all trades just doesn't quite cut it. And I am so excited to be bringing her story. I'm so excited to be bringing her magic, her medicine, her abilities, her gifts, her modalities, her body of work, because she's literally an endless book of possibilities, an endless book of experience, wisdom. And I don't even know her whole story yet. And so I'm really excited to bring Ellissa into the podcast, the Rebel Matriarch Podcast, to show women, to show you beautiful women what's absolutely possible, and bring some of her joy and her magic. So welcome for being here.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to be here with you. I've been listening to your podcast and it's so empowering, and I'm just so grateful to be a part of your world. So thank you.
Yay. Thank you. Thank you. So because we don't know you all that well, and people listening in are like, okay, this woman sounds amazing. Who is Ellissa? Like, if you could summarize who Ellissa was, what would you say?
Oh, good question. So I am I'm a woman who has gone through hell and back, and I've come out the other end feeling empowered and just I really owning my sovereignty and stepping into my power. And like I said, I've gone through so many things. I in human design, I'm a 6'2", so I have that line 6 of all of the experiences that I've gone through, and I've gotten the wisdom from all of the processes in life that has kind of been thrown in my face, kind of thing. And so again, I've been through hell and back, and I feel like I'm here to help other women realize that they don't have to be stuck in their traumas, that they don't have to be stuck in the past, that they can live a fulfilling and magical life. And it's like, I always say, like, my mission is to kind of ignite like a movement of like fearlessly authentic, bold, and spiritually aligned women, right? Who are kind of turned on by their own sovereignty and kind of just ready to become the lead of their freaking story. Because, when I see women who just are down on themselves and who look sad, and it breaks my heart, and I just want to be like, you are so much more than what you think. There's so much more joy, there's so much more pleasure, there's so much more like magic in your life. But we just have to realize that we can heal from our traumas, that we can actually grow and learn and expand from those traumas, and not allow our traumas to kind of pull us into the past, that we can actually alchemize those traumas into magic and fucking power and all of that, right? Like, it's like when I see women on the street, I literally want to like high five them and just tell them they're freaking awesome. You know what I mean? Like, I see you. I see the magic in you. And I want to help light that fire in women and even in men. Now, we were just chatting before we started here, and how I just briefly was talking about how before I just only worked with women because of my past and my traumas from my past. I never felt really comfortable to work with men. And because I've been on this healing journey for many, many years and doing a lot of the inner healing and work, I now am at a place where I feel comfortable working and opening my practice up to men as well. And Samantha, it has been so incredibly moving And it just really cracked my heart open when I actually started working with men, because, there's so many men out there who don't even know how to heal. They just feel like they can't heal and that they have to be this tough, masculine guy, and I can't show my emotions and blah, blah, blah. And right. Like, no, there's so many beautiful men out there. And I'm so lucky enough to be married to an incredible man who is such a beautiful person inside and out. And he's an amazing father, an amazing husband, amazing friend. And it's just like, you know what? Men need healing too, right? And so it's been really cool to just experience this magic with working with men too.
Sorry, lovely, we lost you there for a second.
Okay. Sorry, the Wi-Fi wasn't working. Okay, so let's pivot. Okay, so where were we? Oh,
Well,
yeah, I think
yes.
that's kind of me in a nutshell, if that makes sense.
We didn't quite get the very, very end, but we got the gist of who you were, and you were talking about how you started to work with men and how they deserve and need healing as well,
Yeah.
which is amazing.
Yeah, and like, I think, and what I was saying too is that I haven't opened up all of my programs up to men yet, but I said maybe in the future, like that will happen, right? But yes, I love working with women. I love doing the one-on-one work. That just like, it just lights me up, because I love being able to like literally see the transformation occurring like face to face. Like, it's so beautiful, even like watching women just light up from within, and they just start glowing, and you can just see that like shift in them, right? So it's so beautiful to witness that.
I love this so much. And I also feel like I really just want to lean into what you were talking about around, opening up your practices to men and having pretty much giving men permission to actually come in and do the work, right? Because so many women have had a lot of traumatic experiences by men. And so there's a lot of women walking around feeling unsafe around men, and feeling like there are no safe men. And they have their barriers up, they have their blocks in place, they're not opening up their hearts, and they're doing a lot of unhealthy and unnecessary, well, it's not unnecessary because they're wanting to feel safe, which I understand. But I really feel like there needs to be a bit of a healing balm, a bit of medicine around how not all men, and we are, it's safe to open up to some men. It is good to be clear on having boundaries with other men, but there are a lot of men who are genuine. And so I really want to sort of touch on that aspect of what's been opening up for you.
Yeah, because, it's so beautiful, because, men have that feeling of unworthiness too, like we do, when we don't think that they do. But, when my clients, they start opening up, and I just feel so grateful that they feel safe to kind of share their experiences and share what's on their mind, and just being able to hold space for men to be able to kind of open up, and to be able even to cry. And it's funny, one of my clients, the first session that we had together, he ended up crying, and gave him a big hug, and it was beautiful, and I just was like, wow, this is so incredible. And then the next time he came in, he's like, I just want to apologize. I'm really sorry that that I was crying. I'm like, don't ever apologize for crying. I said, that was one of the most moving and magical moments in my life. I said, so please never apologize for that. Because I said, that was beautiful that you were able to express yourself in that way. And that was very powerful for you. So, it just shows that that men hold the shame um, around being vulnerable. And I'm like, no, vulnerability shows strength, it shows power, right? So never apologize for allowing yourself to be witnessed in that rawness and that vulnerability. It was beautiful, right? So yeah, it's been so incredibly moving to work with men and to see men. And then I had another client who he was like, I'd never I can kind of tap into people's energy as soon as I place my hands over them. I've never experienced a guy who was so balanced in his masculine and feminine energy. I've never experienced anyone. And I was like, holy cow, like this guy was so balanced in both his masculine and feminine. He was chanting on the table at one point, and I was like, this is amazing, right? And I was like, wow, like it just shows you when men can really step into that role and not be ashamed and fully own who they are and just show up authentically, how beautiful a movie it can actually be.
Absolutely. And I mean, it's easy for us to say, well, it's their responsibility, right? Like they've got to do the work, they've got to figure out, they've got to become that version of themselves. But in the same way that as women, we need permission to, do the work and like fix ourselves, heal ourselves, not fix ourselves because we're not broken, but heal ourselves, bring ourselves to wholeness, love ourselves, and feel safe. Men need that permission as well. And I feel like, the patriarchy and the way that we've been raised for thousands of years, right? Like the conditioning around how men have to show up in the world is so embedded that I feel like women also need to step up in terms of creating a safe space for their men in their, whether it's their partners or their kids or their family, to actually experience emotions and like feel safe to feel whatever it is that they need to feel.
And soften.
And soften.
Right? Like for both men and women, it's like we can still be powerful, but we can like do it in like the softness. And this is what I've been kind of like embodying more of. Like, yes, that fierce like goddess like energy, but with this like softness where I'm just like, I can breathe, right? It's like really being more present and anchoring more into the present moment and just seeing all of the beauty and magic that like literally surrounds us every day, but we get so consumed in our minds and our thoughts and the stories that we attach around our emotions, and then we're like, what, we're all over the place. So it's like really anchoring back into presence. I like to call it like even like these pockets of presence, like bringing these little pockets of presence every single day. Where can you fit them into your daily life where you can just even sit for a couple minutes, placing like even a hand on your heart, hand on your belly, and just be like, okay, and literally just breathe and just be present with yourself, be present with your emotions, be present with the sensations that you're feeling in your body. And it's like, I feel like the more that we can anchor into the present moment and live more presently, it's like the more the magic starts unfolding, the more synchronicity starts showing up, and you just start being like, oh, it's amazing. Like, why have I been like avoiding being present with myself? Like, because before it's like I was like always like moving around and procrastinating, but like busy, busy, busy. I was avoiding myself. It's like avoiding myself because I didn't want to sit with those uncomfortable thoughts. I didn't want to sit with those uncomfortable emotions. And the more that I allowed myself to sit in those uncomfortable moments, to sit with my thoughts, holy shit, it's like those massive downloads, those ideas, those aha moments, those breakthroughs. It's like boom, 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 boom. They just started happening so much, like one after another after another. And I'm just like, wow, why have I been avoiding this for so long? But it was just the concept. I didn't think I could handle it, right? But when I realized I do have the capacity to hold it all and to feel the good emotions and the bad emotions and be able to hold that higher frequency like Melanie taught us, right? It's like I can I can do that now. And for me, the frequency that has really helped me anchor back into that frequency within ourself, that God frequency, whatever you want to call it. It's like tapping into that, like it's like for me, it's like the soul frequency, the frequency of my pure soul. That is what helps me anchor back into the present moment, is really honoring that and anchoring back in. And because it's really hard to even like put a word to that feeling, But the other day, I have to tell you, a really horrible situation happened in my family. And I was actually away at a retreat and on the phone with a family member. And then they told me this information and then they had to go. And I was just like, oh, like at first I like bawled and I was like, oh my God, how can I do, how am I going to be able to like help run this, not run it, but like I was part of this retreat. So I was like, oh my God, how am I going to do this when I'm like a hot mess? But then I went down to the pond, I sat with myself and I'm like, and I anchored into that soul frequency and I was just like, everything's going to be okay. We're going to be okay. Everything is going to be okay. Everything's always working out for me and my family. It's going to be okay. And I'm like, I was speaking to God and I was like, God, please show me a sign that everything's going to be okay. And it was raining out. Okay. The sun was just started to come out. So the sun came out and I was sitting there and all of a sudden, 5 dragonflies came out of nowhere. And like a dragonfly is like my spirit animal. Like they always come when I need them, right? But
Yeah.
5 of them were like swirling around me. And then all of a sudden I had like one in front of me, one beside me, and one on the other side. So it was like this triangle of like dragonflies around me. And I was just like, everything's gonna be okay. And it was just like that. I like snapped right out of like that, like, oh my God, everything's going wrong, blah, blah, blah. But I was like so proud of myself. How I was able to just move through that and then just having these beautiful signs. And like no one the rest of the day saw any more dragonflies. They never came out because it's October. You know, they're usually gone by now in Canada where I'm at, right? So I was like, where the hell did these dragonflies even come from? So it was like so magical. And so I'm like, oh, like I love when things like that happen, right? Where that magic happens and you get these signs from God, source, universe, whatever it is that you believe in. And you're like, it's like this peace just washed over me. It's just like, it's gonna be okay. We've got this, right? And I was just like, wow. So that showed me how much I have changed. Because even say a year ago, if that situation were to happen, I would have been toast. I would have been a hot mess. I probably wouldn't have been able to even, and then like the rest, I ended up doing my whole, like I did this meditation, this guided meditation that was infused with light language. And then we did this fire ritual and I was like so into all of it and it went so beautifully. Like I said, a year ago, that would have happened. I don't even know if I would be able to even do any of that, right? So we have to celebrate all of that growth and everything that the transformation. And it's like, take the time to celebrate yourself. Because before I would be like, oh, that's great. Well, I'm scared to like lose this feeling. I'm going to just like, what's next? What do I have to do next to get to keep this feeling or whatever. Right. And it just showed me like, we have to really stop and celebrate our growth because we don't do that enough. It's like we're always worried about the future, which causes anxiety, or we stress about the past and we get down on ourselves and that causes depression. This is why it's so important to live a more present life where we're seeing the beauty that is in front of us, and we're not in our heads. We're really like in the moment and like using our senses to help anchor us back into that present moment, right? So yeah. Anyways.
No, I love this because women are renowned for being in the head and staying in the head. And there's this mindless chatter. And you know what? I was doing this yesterday. I was stressing out. I had a lot on my plate. I was solo parenting. I had 2 crabby kids. I was crabby. I was tired. There was so much to do. And my mind chatter was driving me insane. And so it was really hard to stay present with myself and my kids. And I had to like stop, like hand on my chest, take a deep breath, and like I, it wasn't even in my body. Like I wasn't even feeling in my body trusted. My body was like, my body's connected to my intuition. It was like, no, actually, like it's okay. Like there's no deadline here. Like stop freaking out. But my mind is so conditioned to freak out that it was affecting everything. Yeah. And so
Right?
actually like being present with the chatter and letting it go and like, okay, yeah, cool. I can hear what you're saying. And you know what? It's okay. Like we're okay. We can
Yeah.
actually do this. Like, we don't have to freak out. There's no deadlines. No one's going to die. We're okay. And it was just like coaching my mind to like settle and get back into my body and just be like, if it doesn't happen today, I can do it tomorrow and it will still be
Exactly.
perfect.
Right? It's like letting go of that pressure that we always seem to put on ourselves so much, especially as moms. It's like we put so much pressure on, and we create these attachments on what we think life is supposed to be like. And it's like, let go of those attachments, let then just live in the moment. Because even actually, I remember how we were talking about how you have like these young babies, and I was just like, just enjoy that time, because all of a sudden your babies are going to be teenagers and 19 years old like mine, and you're like, where the hell did the time go? And then you start thinking back to the past and be like, oh my god, I wish I would have been more present with them when they were little and played with them more or whatever, right? And you start having these regrets, and I'm just like, okay, no, stop, right? Because like, it's just, yeah, just be present with yourself, but also be more present with your loved ones. Like, just be more present. Listen to your kids when they're talking. Put your phones down. Look them in the eyes. Be face to face and heart to heart with your loved ones, and just be present with them. And I'm telling you right now, the more present you are with yourself and the others around you, relationships start to get better, and they start to build, and you start attracting in the right relationships too, and maybe moving away from certain other relationships that are maybe toxic, and you're like, "Ooh, I don't want this anymore." That's not doing any of us service, me being in this relationship, right? Bless and release. You know what I mean?
I I do very much know what you mean. Life got a lot simpler when I started putting up boundaries and becoming more present, because you're like, oh, I need to protect my peace
Yeah, protect your energy too,
and my
right?
energy, 100% my energy. Yes, I had a leaky bucket for sure.
Yeah. Oh, hell yeah.
I think every
I think
woman does.
I was just gonna say, I think that's something that all women struggle with, right? It's like give, 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 give all the time, right? And not give back to yourself. It's like give to everybody else and forget about yourself, kind of thing, right?
And
So
also, we're really bad at receiving too. So if someone's
yeah,
trying to give, we're like, no, 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 no. I do the giving here.
yeah, I got this. I don't need any help. I can do this myself, right? Yeah. It's like open to receive. And
Yeah.
that's where that softness kind of comes in, where you'll be like, no, it's okay to ask for help. It's okay to receive help from others. Because the thing is, and this is something that I learned too, when I was like before, when someone would offer to help or offer to give me, I'd be like, no, 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 that's good. Thank you. No, I'm okay. I don't need help, or I don't, no, no, I can't accept that. When you do that to someone, you actually end up in a way hurting their feelings, because people love to help, people love to give. So when you reject that help and reject, say, a gift that they want to give you, it's like you're almost like blocking their good energy off of you. And you're like, no, I don't want that. And then it's like said, it's almost actually hurting. So hurting them by saying no. So when you soften and you're like, no, I can receive. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Or someone offers you to buy lunch and you're like, no, 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 no. And just be like, thank you. That's real. Thank you so much. That's really wonderful. I accept that. Right. And then that person feels good, because people love to actually help and give things. So it's like, it's just opening that, the energy between each other, and that beautiful energy exchange, right? Instead of blocking it off and be like, no, I don't want it. I don't want that kind of thing, right? So, yeah, that's another way that that softness kind of comes in. I feel it's important.
Yes, I love this. And a question was coming through that I feel like there will be women listening, or, thinking in their head after what you just said, which is, and I know that there are genuine people who genuinely want to give, right? In the same way that I love to give. But then it's also, I feel like there's a discernment, and I feel like some women are like, well, you know, people always want something for something, right? There's that kind of an energy. How would you navigate that? Or what
Yeah.
wisdom would you share with that?
So the wisdom I like to share with that is that when you do something nice for someone, it's like, and I was guilty of doing this before where I would do something for someone, but then I would expect that they return it back to me, right? But then I realized again, that's there's that attachment to that. If I do this for you, then and that not attachment, what's what I'm looking for?
Expectation?
Yeah, that expectation that, but then I'm like, that kind of makes it feel icky when you do something just to receive it back. So it's like, no, it's like the more that I can give, the more love and healing and whatever I can give out, it's like that just creates a beautiful ripple effect of love and healing in the world. And I hope that they will then go and, that's what's that? Oh, what's that ripple effect? It's like creates this ripple effect of healing and love. And you're like, I hope that they go out and then help someone. Like, when you're at a coffee shop, like we have Tim Hortons here, it's a big coffee shop here in Canada. So if I'm in line, sometimes, like buying the person behind me, buying their coffee or their drink or whatever behind them. And then it's like, then you can look in the mirror and you kind of, as you're going back and they're waving and they're like saying, and then it's like, oh, that feels so good. Like you just do it because it feels good. And there's nothing that I expect in return for that. I just hope that they can then go out and do something good for someone else because they can see what it feels like to receive from a stranger or receive from someone else and just out of the kindness of their heart. And the more that we can do that, the more that we can send that love out to the world that the world right now so desperately needs because there's so much chaos in the world right now, so much fear, so much hatred. So it's like the more that we can share and spread that love and that goodness and that kindness, why the hell wouldn't we want to do that without any expectations? Because it just feels good. It just feels good. So why wouldn't we want to do that? Right? That's my take on that.
I
Yeah.
love this. I love this because it's both remembering how good it feels to give in that way, because it kind of gives you a little bit of a buzz. And then it's also, then what it feels like to be on the receiving end of it when someone does that for you. But I love that. I almost want to encourage everyone that's listening to, this week, do like a little pay it forward and just spread the love in the world with the expectation that we're contributing love to the world, not with the expectation of we want it back to us, but that it's a ripple effect of maybe they'll go and do something nice for somebody else because it feels good and we need that love.
Oh, exactly right. And the more and more we can create that, the better the world will become. Because I have like hope and faith in the world that the world can get better, right? That we can do better collectively. And I feel that there's a lot more people that are rising up, like people like light workers and women like you and I. There's so many women and men out there that are trying to create the change that we need. So it's like the more love that we spread out to the world, the more acceptance and empathy and compassion that we have. It's like it's just going to create more and more and more. And it's like not allowing the fear to stop us from doing the things that we love and rising above that fear and tapping into that inner strength and wisdom and love and just sharing it with the world, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Now, I have a feeling you were not always like this and you did not always feel this way, and that life happened and that you went on a journey. And so for the women who are listening in and they're in the thick of it and they're like they're happy for you, but they're like, I can't see myself seeing life this way. Are you able to share a little bit about your story, whatever you feel comfortable sharing, so that women can see the duality of life and how we get to choose what life gets to be like after?
Yes. Oh God, no, I was not this way. Oh Jesus, I was a hot mess. Especially, I'm like, you must really freaking loved me to deal with all this shit that came with me when we first got together. Oh, I was a mess. I was a mess. I had gotten out of a horrible relationship and did not trust men. As soon as my husband came into my world, I was like, there's got to be something wrong with this guy. He's way too nice. Like, what's going on? What's happening? Like, But then I realized he was treating me the way that I should have always been treated, but I never knew what that was like until I met him. And it's funny that a quick story here. I remember I was out for lunch or dinner with my parents, and I ended up started talking about an ex-boyfriend that I'd had before I met my husband. And like, honestly, my body just went into fucking fight and flight, and like my anxiety just was like riddling my body. And then I was like, and then I started talking about my husband, and I was like, and then I mentioned Jason, and all of a sudden it was like just this peace just washed over my entire body. I was just like, holy shit. And in that moment, I was like, this guy's the one. It's like, holy hell. I was like, he just made me feel safe in my body. And he brought that peace in my body. And I was just like, I'll never forget that moment. But it was really beautiful. But to say where all of this kind of stems from, back in, I think it's 2017, um, I used to work with a company called Unique, and this company actually held a retreat for women who were sexually abused as children. And in 2017, I attended this retreat. One of the scariest things I'd ever done, going to a place that I knew nobody, and knowing that I was going to be talking about my sexual abuse. And a week before I actually went to this retreat, I actually told my parents what had happened. So this, I'd been carrying this for over 35 years. And the amount of stress and weight that was lifted off me just by me telling my parents about what had happened was huge, like huge. And from that point, I went to this retreat, and I remember learning, they were teaching us about the brain and how it works. And I remember having this aha moment, like, oh my God, like I can actually like heal my brain, and I don't have to be like feeling this way and feeling stuck this way. Like I can actually heal from this. I was like, oh my God. And I just had this huge like aha moment that I could rewire my brain and I could heal from my trauma and not allow my trauma to like consume me. And so I came back from that retreat, and this was like, 2017, not a lot of people were doing Facebook lives then, right? So something now I know, because I learned it, like I learned about my human design. My splenic authority was like, get on live, you need to share the world where you work. So I didn't tell anybody where I went, like other than my family, my immediate family. And so I got on live, and I remember I didn't even have like phone stands. Like it's literally I was holding my hand, and then I started talking and sharing about where I was, what had happened to me, that I was abused as a child, sexually abused as a child. And that was one of the scariest moments of my life, like just being so vulnerable and sharing that vulnerability with the world. But I knew deep in my heart that I had to share where I was, because I wanted other women to know that they're not alone. And so I was like, this is what happened to me. And like, I remember I was bawling, and I was like, my whole hand was like shaking as I was doing this live. Right. And the amount of like support and love that came in on the live, it blew me away. And I just was like, you know what, you guys, I'm going to share with you this journey. I'm going to come on. I'm going to just share all the ups, the downs, and what I'm doing to kind of navigate through this real dark period of time. Because literally after I came back from that retreat, I crashed. I got super depressed. I got PTSD. I had panic attacks because I'd never dealt with it. So it was like opening up this can of worms, right? But no matter how dark life got, I kept saying to myself, Ellissa, just keep moving forward. Just that you have to go through this to get to the other side, to get to that light. You have to do this. And I'm like, don't only just do this for you, but do this for every other woman out there who's been through the same thing as you. Like, show them that we can do this, that they can do this, that I can do this, that we can do this. Right. So it's just like, I just kept telling myself, because there was times where I would literally not want to get out of bed. And like my husband, like I felt so bad for him because he didn't know how to handle, because I'm usually very upbeat and happy, but I was just like, right. Because like on the outside, I looked happy and put together, but on the inside, I was literally dying, like crumbling inside. So once I cracked open, it was freaking messy, like being on my kitchen floor, just bawling, not thinking I was going to be able to make it. But I was just like, something in me was like, just keep moving forward. Just keep putting one foot in front of the other. Take every step, every day. It's every day. It's a new day. It's a brand new day today, Ellissa. We've got this. So it's just like encouraging myself and just sharing my whole journey. So like I have all these lives now. I've tried to actually record them because now Facebook's deleting them all. So I've tried to actually save as many because it's so beautiful when those memories would come up. And I was like, holy shit, I don't even recognize that woman who was there before, but I love her. I love her. And I'm so fucking proud of her because of everything that she's gone through. Look at where you are now, Ellissa. Like, I'm so fucking proud. Sorry, I swear a lot sometimes, not all the time, but
I love the swearing.
yeah, I'm just like, I'm so proud of myself. And it's funny, I actually had this picture of me
Oh, you're
when I was
beautiful.
girl that I have right here on my makeup table that I look at every single day. And I just I just send her so much love every day. And I just tell her how proud I am because, we all have injured little girl inside of us, the girl that wants to come out. So it's just like allowing her to come out and seeing her and allowing her to come out and play. And this is like where that carefreeness comes in. It's just like, let her come out, be silly, be goofy. Who cares about what other people think anymore? Like, I literally give two shits about if people think I'm weird or if they don't like me. I'm like, I don't care. Where before, if someone didn't like me, it was like the end of the freaking world. And I'd get into my head and I'd be like, oh my God, what did I do? Blah, blah, blah. And then I'd go down this rabbit hole and then I'd create all these stories that were not even true. And then I'd push friendships away. Like, I was a hot freaking mess. Okay. Hot mess. And now, like, when I look, I've done so much healing, like so much shadow work, so much healing. Learning my human design was another thing that really helped change my life because I'm a manifester, and manifestors are only like 9% of the population of the world are manifestors. So we can feel very much alone because the thing is, we're the only type that has what's called a dense aura. So people are either magnetized to me or repelled by me, right? And it's like when I would meet someone, I would instantly know, oh, they don't like me. I'm like, but then before I'd be like, I'd get into my head, why don't they like me? Now I know that's the universe's way of protecting me from those people. They're not ready for what I have to share, or they're not meant to be in my life anymore. So it's like I trust. It's like I surrender and I trust the right people will come to me instead of me chasing friendships and being like, I want a best friend. I want friends. Like, it's like that desperation. I don't want the people that I'm going to attract with that desperation. I'm just going to anchor into who I am, be myself, be authentic, be weird, be whatever. And then they're my right people. And I'm so grateful for all of the beautiful friends that are in my life now. Like, I had my birthday last year and I sat down on my deck and we were having a fire and I just sat for a moment. I just looked around and my heart felt like it was going to explode because I was just like, oh, like this right here. I've been craving these kind of friendships where everyone was just having these beautiful conversations. We were laughing and having kind of deep conversations, but being silly at the same time. And I was like, this is what I've been craving my entire life. And it's like, the more I allowed myself to be me, it's like the more these beautiful people started like being magnetized to me. And I'm so grateful for all of the beautiful women, including you in my life now.
Yay.
And life is fucking beautiful. And I just want to help other women see how beautiful and magical life really truly can be, right? Because life's too short to be stuck in our stories and to be stuck in the past and worrying about the future. Just live more in the here and the now and start finding those beautiful, like those pockets of pleasure and peace and joy and all of these beautiful things. Because every day there is always something to be grateful for. I don't care what's happening in your life, there's always something good. But we always choose to focus on the negative things, which lowers our frequency, and then we start attracting more of those lower frequency situations and people. We're like, hell no, I don't want that anymore. Let's focus on what lights us up, what lights our soul on fire. And then all of a sudden, all the right people start coming in, all the right situations, manifestations, all of this just starts magically just happening all around you. And you're like, oh, yeah, this is good. This feels good. Like, give me more. Right?
I love it. I love the joy. I love the energy. I love it's, you can almost, it's infectious is the word I was looking for. And I appreciate it so much because so many women just don't experience that in life because they're dragged down or held down or weighted down by life circumstances, by what's going on in their current reality, by the stresses of life. You know, just being a woman is hard enough, and then add in layers of being a partner, being a mother, being a sibling, you know, having a career, having a business, like adding all the layers, and it's just like we forget these pockets of presence, bliss, joy, pleasure. We don't even know what they feel like
No,
because we're so
no.
disconnected. Yeah, we're so disconnected.
Yes. And that talking about that disconnection, I had realized that I was disconnected. I was dissociated from my body basically almost my entire life. And it's actually not until I got into yoga, and I'm actually a yoga instructor now. I teach Kundalini yoga. That really helped anchor me back into my body, where I was like, oh my God, like, when the people do those meditations and they're like, imagine this beautiful ball of energy going down through your head and going down your body. Well, mine was like over here, and I'm like, myself was like over here somewhere. I'm like, wait a second, I don't think that's right. Right. So it's
Yeah.
like, I'm just so grateful for Kundalini yoga. That's really helped me anchor back into my physical body, because it forces you to. You can't be doing these mantras and the chants and all of this. You can't be in your head because there's no space for it, right? So it really helps anchor you back into the body. And with the Kundalini yoga, it really helps tap into that beautiful energy and wakens that Shakti energy within us, right? And that goes up the spine and just, oh, beautiful.
What for those who don't know, what's the Shakti energy?
That's a divine feminine energy. It's like a serpent. They like to describe it. It's like there's a serpent at the base of our spine, and when we wake the Kundalini energy, that Shakti, that divine feminine energy, it like rises up like the spine, right? Up in, and then and it awakens everything, because like so much is in our spine, right? There's so much energy and health. I mean, you have a healthy spine, which Kundalini helps you anchor into that healthy spine, helps anchor into that beautiful energy and all of the chakras, making that prana energy flow through. Oh, it's delicious. It's so delicious when you just awaken to that beautiful energy, and so incredibly healing too for your body. Like, I feel like it's helping me with my hormones. Um, it's really helped. I'm losing weight too by doing this healing, because I feel sometimes too, when we're going through some of this really, like the trauma and everything, it's like I feel like we actually have to, like, we gain weight to be able to hold that energy. And when we heal, it's like we shed, right? Not just the it's not just the physical energy, but like we actually shed the weight, that because then we feel safe in our body. We don't need that extra protection anymore, because we're aligned, and we feel that safety in the body. Because like for the longest time, I never felt safe in my body. Right. So now I'm starting to feel that safety and what it feels like to be in my physical body. And it's been beautiful. It's been challenging, really fucking hard, because I like did not have a healthy relationship with my body at all. Even when, I look back to like when I was in high school, I hated my body. And I remember my mom gave me these pictures. I was in like the fashion show and everything. I was so skinny. And I was like, I hated my body back then. And I was like, what was wrong with me? Like, oh my God, like I hated my body. So it made me realize, even though now, like, going through perimenopause, like we gain weight around the belly and all of that, which I'm going through right now. It's like, I need to love my body the way that it is right here and right now. Because when I'm 80 years old, I'm going to wish I had the body that I'm in right now, instead of being hard on ourselves and being like, oh, well, I wish I didn't have this squishy belly and, and all this extra weight on me. I'm like, no, it's like, love who you are right here and right now. And the more love and the more that you just create that beautiful and healthy relationship with your body, it's like the weight just starts coming off, because again, you feel that safety in the body. But we have to exercise, we have to eat well and nourish this body, because like this like holds our soul. It's like this vessel, so like it's sacred, so we have to treat it like the sacred body that it is, and treat it with kindness and compassion, and remove that judgment, right? Because we can be so hard on ourselves.
Absolutely. And I think most women, if not all women, don't have that experience of safety in their body for various reasons, for all the reasons. Even if there was no like major trauma in quotes, just being in this society, in our current society, the stresses that we experience, it's intense. And so there's a lot of disconnection in order to survive. So for the women, because you spoke about Kundalini yoga, which is amazing, and I encourage women to explore that, because you can always YouTube it. You can start somewhere, and then if it's something that you see the benefits of, you can then explore working with like a practitioner, someone who can actually guide you properly. But for the women who they're understanding what you're saying, and they're like, I want to feel like that. I want to feel safe in my body, and I want to be connected with myself, and I want to lose the weight that I'm carrying out of protection. What's some wisdom, or like what comes through for you to share for the woman who wants to feel safe in her body?
Honestly, like 100% yoga. Any kind of yoga, because again, it really helps you anchor into the body, because you have to be very aware of your body when you're doing yoga. You can't be in your head, otherwise you'll injure yourself, right? So it's like practicing yoga. And also like just being kind to your body. Like I love doing like a ritual when I'm having like a bath or a shower. As I'm washing my body, I am sending it love, and I'm asking it for forgiveness for all of the hurtful things that I've ever said to it. And I talk to my body all the time, and I'm just like, I love you. Please, let's just work together. I'm so sorry for all of the hurtful and negative things I've ever said to you. Please forgive me. I love you. I love you. I love you. And like just literally wrapping your arms around yourself and hugging. But that bath ritual, like as you wash away, those hurtful words, as you're washing your body, and you're sending your body that love and that healing. And I love having like Epsom salt baths, and just like when I'm putting my lotion on, really being present and like massaging it into your skin, and just sending love as you're doing your face. And like for me, light language always is coming through, like even when I'm putting because I make my own face oils and everything like that too. So it's like, as I'm like rubbing my hands together and activating the chakras and the meridians, and then I'm like placing it on my hand, and I'm like speaking light language and just sending that love and healing energy to your body. So it's like even just wrapping your arms around yourself and just saying, I love you, and I'm sending you so much healing, body. Thank you for walking through this life with me. I love you. I love you. I love you. And literally looking in the mirror, like, and it feels really awkward when you first start doing this, but looking in the mirror, even giving yourself 5-10 minutes every day, and just literally saying, I love you. Like looking right in the mirror, being like, I love you. I love you. I love you. And just keep repeating it. And all of a sudden one day, something's going to shift, and you're going to be like, oh my God, I actually do love you. And like, you're going to feel that shift, and then you're going to believe it. And then you're probably going to bawl. And because I've had that happen, where like, I love myself. I actually do love you. just like, oh my God, right? But it's so beautiful. So it's just, and it's like removing that judgment. Stop being so fucking hard on yourself. Like, just be kinder to yourself. Have more compassion and empathy for yourself. When you make a mistake, own it, take responsibility for it, but then forgive yourself. And if you hurt anyone, of course, say, please, please forgive me for what I did, blah, 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 and just forgive yourself, but also take ownership, right? Take ownership when you do something wrong, right? So yeah, and just be kinder to your body and just love your body. Like, I literally talk to my body all the time. Crazy story. So, and maybe this is a little TMI, but I didn't have my period for a month. Okay. Because I'm on perimenopause, like my periods are all over the fucking place. So my period was like super heavy yesterday. So I looked in the mirror and I'm like, body, I'm like, come on. I'm like, please. I'm like, this is enough of this. I want you to slow this down and get back to just a regular period piece, because this is too much. Please. I love you. I love you. Please, please, please. Today I woke up normal and I was like, holy shit, that actually worked. I was like, wow. I was like, your body, I love you. But it's just like, yeah, just talk to your body. It's like, our bodies are so incredibly wise. And it's like, the more that we honor our bodies and listen and just build that relationship with our bodies, the more that we can work together. And instead of working against ourselves, like we've done probably most of our lives, we start fusing and working with one another and becoming like this beautiful unit, right? That works side by side, not like banging heads against one another, right? Because it's like, in any relationship, the more love that you give out, the more love you're going to receive back, right? Does that make sense?
It makes so much sense. Yes, I love this. I love this. And we think, those practices seem simple, but the reality is, we can talk ourselves into depression. We can talk ourselves into stress. We can talk ourselves, and like, we're really good at doing all the things that impact us negatively. And then when someone says, in the shower, love on yourself in the shower and like talk to your body, and someone says, give your body a hug and like look at yourself in the mirror and tell yourself, I love you. You're like, I can just feel so many women go, what? And it's like, hang on a minute. Like, you're happy to look in the mirror and say, what's wrong with you? Like, why is this? And look at that. Look at this wrinkle and look at this. You're so accustomed to doing all of that, but to look at yourself in the mirror and say, I love you, and make that commitment of a practice.
And look at yourself with love, right?
Yeah. Like, it's such a powerful, simple and powerful tool. And so I really want to encourage women to actually apply some of this, like, see what feels good for you, but don't stop it because you feel foolish.
Or you feel awkward. Like, yes, it's
awkward.
It's going to feel awkward. It's going to feel weird, but just, I promise you, the more that you do it, the easier it will get. And even if you can look at yourself and you have a hard time saying, I love you, you can even say, I'm learning to love you.
Yes.
Right. I'm learning to love you. If that maybe, if looking and saying, I love you feels too much or too hard, just say, I'm learning to love you. And then eventually that can turn into, I love you. And you can feel it, and you can feel that connection. And oh, it feels so good.
It does feel good. I love this. I love this. So, beautiful one, for the women who are like, who is this woman and how can I get more of her? How can women work with you currently?
Yeah. So on social media, I'm Enchanting Spirit Queen on Instagram and TikTok. And actually on Facebook, it's just Ellissa Lapier under my name. But yeah, so I offer, there's so many different ways that you can work with me. I like to do in-person things. So for anyone local, I'm in Guelph, Ontario, Canada. I do sisterhood circles every 3 months. I do sound baths every month as well. But I also do, I have a few different programs. I offer like one-on-one just healing sessions. I have my 2-hour reset and reboot sessions where it can be whatever you need. Like I literally tap into my intuition, whether that's healing, whether that's coaching, whether that's pulling cards and tapping into whatever you need, or your human design, right? It's like there's so many different ways and avenues because I have so many tools in my tool bag. And I also offer, like, if you're really ready to, like, okay, I'm like so freaking ready. I'm done with this victim mentality. I want to step into my sovereignty and to own it like the badass bitch that I am. Then I
Yeah.
also offer my 3-month program, and we literally start from the beginning and we just unravel it all. We get through everything, and you literally come out of that program like a completely different person. And I love that. And the thing is, I can say all I want, but if you want, you go to my website. There's tons of testimonials on there from all of my clients that have done the programs, that have done different kind of modalities with me. I also have a free community called My Magical Spirit Junkies. It's on Facebook, but all the links are in my bio. There's so many different ways, as I said, to work with me, and I do in person and online. So I've got clients all over the world too, not just in person, because that's actually where my business began. It was all online, which I love because I have so many beautiful connections all over the world. So yeah,
It's
and
amazing.
yeah, and there's light language healing videos online on all my social media too. So the beautiful thing about light language is that it's whatever you need in the moment. So you can listen to the same video 5 different times and you're going to get something different every single time you listen to the light language. So, yeah.
I love this so much. I love this
Yeah.
so much. And there is a super secret project that's going to be coming out soon. So I'm mentioning this for 2 reasons. One, because I want women to receive this super secret project and I want them to be connected with you so that when it lands, they can receive it. And 2, I want to hold you accountable to doing it.
Yes. Yes. Yes, exactly. No, thank you. Yes. And you know, I'll just share like briefly a little bit what it's about, but I am going to be bringing out an oracle deck that I have been working on since 2020, and I've shared it with you, Samantha, so you kind of know what is happening behind the scenes with all of this. So it's something completely different than you. There's nothing out in the world like this. It's a completely different experience. And there's a new whole way of this artwork that I'm going to be bringing out, and I cannot wait to bring that magic into the world, because I know that is a way that I'm going to heal the masses with my healing, is through these cards and through my artwork. So I'm really, really excited about what's to come.
Me too. We're doing a booby shake. The shake and the tatas. Me too. And so I want women to know, because there are so many oracle decks out there and there are some really beautiful and really powerful ones. And I'm a big fan of oracle cards. I have many decks. I've got 4 on my desk right now. So to say that what you're bringing is actually unique and I have never seen it before, it is like the absolute truth. And so I really wanted to like link that in there, because I want women to receive your medicine and your magic. So I'm really pumped. And then to wrap this up a little bit, I would love, because you said something, you were like, your 3-month program is for the woman who's like, you know, the badass bitch who's like, wants to get it done. So I want you to speak to her for a moment, right? Because I feel every woman needs to be a badass bitch. What is a contemplation, or what is a practice that they can implement or start doing now? Something simple to really activate the badass bitch inside of themselves.
Honestly,
So they can start leading themselves.
Yeah. Something it's funny that just came to my mind real quick is that looking in the mirror and like putting your hands on your hips,
Power
putting your
stance.
head up, and like in that Superwoman pose, that Wonder Woman pose, and like just looking in the mirror and being like, oh yeah. Really anchoring into that, like, I am awesome. And even if it feels uncomfortable to say that and be like, I've got this. Like, I am not going to let anyone hold me back any longer, because I am done playing small. I am done playing the victim, because there's no power in playing the victim. right? It's like, so it's owning and stepping in to that power, stepping in and owning your sovereignty, like the badass bitch that you are, and being like, you know what? I am done with playing small and I am ready to live the most magical and beautiful life possible because I am worthy of it. So it's just like owning that, knowing you are worthy of a beautiful life and that you do not need to be stuck in your trauma, that life can be and will be beautiful for you. But you have to believe that that is possible, right?
Absolutely. Thank you. I love this conversation. I love this conversation so much. Are there any final words or anything that you feel you want to share before we wrap up?
Um, I just want women just to know how freaking amazing and magical and beautiful that they are, and to stop being so damn hard on yourself and start allowing that softness to come in and just start doing something for you every single day, something that makes you happy. Start doing that every day for yourself and not holding any guilt or shame around doing something that you love. Because the more that you take care of yourself, the more that you focus that love in on yourself, the more that you can show up for your loved ones in a more fierce and potent way. Because if you're constantly giving and giving and giving, you're going to just wither down to nothing. And we don't want to ever see that happen, because the world needs your light. The world needs your gift. So stop playing small. And this is something, it's funny. I've said this to a few clients, and sometimes, because again, manifestor, my power comes from my voice. Sometimes people aren't ready to hear what I have to say, but I always say it's selfish to play small, because the thing is that the world fucking needs you. You are placed on this earth for a reason, and I'm here to help you find what your purpose is, because we all have a purpose. We all have untapped innate gifts, and I'm here to help unravel those gifts and help you anchor back into your magic, because you're fucking magical. And I want you to own it, and I want you to love yourself because you deserve the best.
I love that. Ladies, it is selfish to play small. We got to up our game. We got to level up our standards, and we're going to show up in a brilliant, bright way. And I'm so excited. I'll share all your links in the show notes. I want women to connect with you. I love following you on social media. You literally bring light and love in the non-fluffy way, but in the genuine, grounded, I feel it in my body, you brighten up my day way. So I'm so grateful for you to be on the podcast with me, sharing your brilliance with the world. Thank you.
Thank you so much. It's been my honor, my pleasure to be on here with you. And I just think that you're freaking beautiful and brilliant and magical. And I'm so happy that you are sharing your gifts and not being selfish.
Yes, queen. I am not being selfish. I'm doing my part. I love this. Thank you so much, lovely.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here, gorgeous woman, for rising with us, remembering with us, and refusing to shrink inside a world that benefits from your silence. If this episode moved you, cracked you open, or reminded you of who the hell you are becoming, share it with a woman who is ready to rise too. I want to invite you to follow, subscribe, and leave a rating so this message becomes too loud, too wild, and too undeniable to be ignored. The movement grows because of women like you. Women who choose truth over comfort, liberation over obedience, and voice over disappearance. You can connect with me, Samantha Sanford, at Rebel Matriarch, and all links to our guest are in the show notes below. Until next time, stay rooted, stay rebellious, and remember, the world changes when women refuse to disappear.